Use a T20 Torx bit to loosen and remove the 5 screws securing the support assembly. Use a T20 bit to loosen and remove the 10 screws securing the battery box, then remove it. Remove the heat shrink sleeve on the connector and then disconnect it. Use a H5 bit to remove the chute assembly. Use a PH1 bit to remove the 3 screws to remove the chute cover. Use a T20 bit to remove the screw on the handle cover on the rear right side of the deck. Use a T20 bit to remove the 8 screws to remove the belt cover. Remove the belt tension spring from the hook. Remove the belt by rotating the auger pulley counterclockwise and pulling on the V-groove belt at the same time. If the belt is damaged, replace it with a new one. Use a H5 bit to loosen and remove the screw and washer to remove the auger pulley. Loosen the idler assembly nut with a 10 mm socket, then remove the idler assembly, bolts, bushings, and washers from the deck. Use a H4 bit to loosen the 3 screws in the upper right corner to separate the motor assembly from the belt guard. Use a T20 bit to loosen the other 5 screws to remove the motor and belt guard assembly from the deck. Loosen the left and right clamping knobs away from the deck housing. Use a T20 bit to remove the 9 screws on the upper housing. Move the cable holder out of the upper housing. Now the upper housing can be removed. Use a T20 bit to loosen the screw on the plastic part to release the motor assembly from the snowblower deck. Remove the screw with the washer and cut the zip tie on the capacitor PCBA to separate the heat sink of the main PCBA from the motor assembly cover. Disconnect the motor connector and remove the heat sink from the motor assembly. The motor assembly can now be replaced. Place the new motor assembly into the pocket on the snowblower deck. Thread zip tie through the hole of the motor assembly cover. Insert the heat sink of the main PCBA into the motor assembly cover, then secure the capacitor PCBA on the cover with zip tie. Plug the motor connector. Use a T20 bit to fasten the main PCBA with the screw and washer. Tighten the screw on the plastic part and secure the motor assembly to the snowblower deck. Assemble the upper housing onto the deck. Select a heat shrink sleeve and slide over one side of the connector. Plug the connector in and cover it with the heat shrink sleeve for waterproofing. Insert the adjusting cables into the cable holder, then mount the cable holder onto the upper housing. Use a T20 bit to secure the upper housing onto the deck with 9 screws. Assemble the handle cover and secure with 1 screw. Rotate the left and right clamping knobs to secure them on the housing. Use a PH1 bit to mount the chute cover onto the upper housing with 3 screws. Use a H5 bit to mount the chute assembly onto the snowblower. Use an H4 bit to mount the belt guard assembly onto the deck and secure the motor assembly to the belt guard by tightening the 3 screws in the upper right corner. Use a T20 bit to tighten the 5 screws. Insert the bolt through the hole in the belt guard from the inside of the deck and then insert the bushing onto the bolt from the outside of the deck. Mount the idler assembly onto the bushing and secure the washer and nut with a 10 mm socket. Use a H5 bit to mount the auger pulley onto the belt guard and fasten it by the screw and washer. Mount the V-belt onto the auger pulley and motor pulley. Hook one side of the extension spring onto the idler assembly and the other side into the belt guard hook. This will set the belt at the proper tension. Use a T20 bit to mount the belt cover with 8 screws. Use a T20 bit to install the battery box into the top cover with 10 screws. Mount the support assembly onto the battery box and secure it with 5 screws.